Hello guys, welcome to today's lesson. My name is Srinidhi. I'm an educator on Unacademy. I teach English grammar on this platform. You guys can follow me on Unacademy by downloading the Unacademy learning app on your phone, and please do check out the YouTube channel as well. So in today's lesson, just like previous lessons under this course, we will be learning a few difficult words from the Hindu newspaper along with its meaning, its usage and synonyms, and also with a proverb at the end of the lesson. So here we go.
Hey guys, so this is lesson 7 under the course Daily Hindu Analysis part 3. So as you all can see the date which is already mentioned in the first page of this PPT. It is taken from the newspaper which is dated as 25th March 2018. Alright, so this is the first part of the same newspaper, and the following lesson is also from the 25th of March newspaper. Alright, so let's get started with the words for today. The first one is swindle. Swindle. Swindle is a verb that means to deceive a person or an organization in order to get something valuable from them. So deceive, this word's meaning I've already given in in the previous lessons. I'm not sure which lesson exactly, but deceive is to cheat somebody. Okay, so to deceive someone is to cheat someone. So swindle is a verb to deceive. It means to deceive somebody or a person or an organization for that matter with the name of getting getting some valuables out of them. So synonyms: cheat and con. Example: a businessman swindled millions of dollars out of his investors. So a businessman cheated and got millions of dollars from his investors. So swindled. Next one, concede. Concede is a verb that means to admit. So you admit often unwillingly. You don't want to admit, but you admit it anyways that something is true. So there is something, there is a fact you don't want to admit, but unwillingly you admit it. So that means you conceding to the fact. Okay. Synonyms: accept, acknowledge. Okay. Acknowledge is also been done in the previous lesson. So if you are having trouble with connecting the synonyms from one lesson to another, please watch them regularly so that you don't feel the break. But these lessons are individual and they can stand alone, but if there are connecting synonyms, I will give it away in the same lesson. So that's it. Now the example for concede is: he reluctantly conceded his defeat. Reluctantly, that means very hesitatingly. He hesitated to concede, to accept the fact that he was defeated by someone. So here it's a matter of his ego. So the third word is summon. Summon is a verb that means to order someone to come to see you. Okay, so you're ordering them, you're not requesting them. There's a difference between ordering and requesting. So you summon means you order somebody to come and see you. Synonyms: call or send for. Okay. Example: the students were summoned by the principal, which caused, okay, CAUSED, I missed out the D. So which caused a wave of panic among the students. That means the students were ordered to meet the principal, which in turn created a lot of fear among the kids or the students. Okay, caused a wave of panic. Okay, this wave is not the sea wave, it's a wave of panic. It's just a phrase that we use normally. Okay, next one is recce. That's a verb. Recce means to visit a place in order to become familiar with it, but usually with a bad intention or with bad intentions. So you visit a place, a house or a street or somewhere, but regularly you keep going to that place to familiarize yourself with that place, but you're doing this with bad intentions, maybe to steal something or to do something which is unlawful. Example: thieves wrecked the house for a few weeks before stealing the valuables. That means they kept coming to that place. They got themselves familiar with that place. So who comes in at what time, what are the how many guards or how many dogs, and then for a few weeks they continue to do the same, and then they did this before stealing the valuables from that house. Okay, the next word is bogus. Bogus is an adjective That means something that is not genuine. So something that's not true, something that's not authentic is called bogus. Synonyms are fake, false. Example, the accountant said that the figures were bogus and inaccurate. So ironically, he's the one who does it, but then accountant said that the figures were bogus. That means the figures were not authentic, the figures were wrong, figures were false, or the figures were fake and they were inaccurate. Inaccurate means they were not correct, they were not to the point. So for example, if the figure was about 1 million, maybe they showed somewhere less than 1 million or more than 1 million to have profits. So now moving ahead, so the sixth word is incinerate. Incinerate is a verb that means to burn the waste material. I'm sorry about that. Incinerate means to burn the waste material or rubbish in a special container. So rubbish here literally means the garbage, okay? So to burn waste material, so there are a few waste materials that cannot be recycled. So these are the special kind of treatment that they give to these specific, type of waste. They put them in a special container or a pre-assigned container and they burn them up. So synonym is carbonize. Okay, so that's a very technical term, but we usually read, when you're reading about waste management and other articles, you will see the word incinerate quite often. Example, the government is implicating measures against the hospitals incinerating their own medical waste. So, the hospitals don't have the authority to incinerate their own medical waste because maybe they don't have the enough know-how or the equipment to do so. So the government is implicating to avoid hospitals doing it, to avoid cost, to avoid paying up the government. So they try to burn up the waste materials themselves. So that in turn might cause a lot of pollution. Okay. Next one, akin. Akin is an adjective. So this means if one thing is akin to another, it is similar to it in some way. That means something which is similar. So they're called akin. Example, listening to Paul's life story is akin to reading a comic book. That means Paul's life story is similar to a comic book. So when you listen to Paul's story, it is similar to reading a funny story or a comic book. Okay, so akin is something that is similar. So before we start off with the proverb for the day, I would love to give you the pronunciation of the words once again. The first one is swindle, concede, summon. So it is summon. Recce. So yes, that's a very funny way of pronouncing the word. It's Recce. Bogus, incinerate, Akin. Okay, so if you guys have any doubts at all, please let me know in the comment section. And so the proverb that I suggested in the previous lesson, which was few days back, I'm sorry for the late update because I was on a vacation. So the proverb was, no man is an island. That means humans, we all know that we are social beings, right? So it is very difficult for us to live alone or to do things ourselves. So that's we are always interdependent people. So yes, you can be independent in your lives, but you depend on others for even the smallest thing in our day-to-day lives. So humans cannot survive when they are isolated. So a man is no island in the sense you cannot live alone because you're a social being, and they need to be part of a community to thrive. That means to grow, to develop, to have social skills. So we must be a part of community because otherwise we cannot survive. Yes, however, the person is dejected to live in a group of people, amongst a group of people, but when you leave that person alone for a few days, he might feel extremely depressed because nobody can live alone. So example, Pearl tried to do everything by herself but broke down in 6 months because no man is an island. Yes, so Pearl tried to do everything herself. She tried to be very independent, but she broke down after 6 months, in the sense she lost her spirits. She got fed up. She gave up after 6 months because no man is an island. All right. So the proverb that I would suggest for this lesson is, The grass is always greener on the other side. I'll repeat. The grass is always greener on the other side. Please try telling the meaning of this in the comment section. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Until then, bye-bye.